Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. Well, the thunder and lightning is starting, so we're gonna get off the water. But if you're a big game hunter, sheep hunting represents probably the holy grail of North American animals. But trying to draw one of these tags is a once in a lifetime event at best. And if you hire an outfitter, well, get ready to spend $40,000 to $50,000 for the hunt. So when Wisconsin's Kyle Anderson told us that he had drawn a coveted Colorado Bighorn tag, we couldn't be more excited for him. But when he told us that he was going to do it without a guide and do it as a do-it-yourself hunt, we thought he was just plain crazy.
I'm Dr. Kyle Anderson. I live here in Altoona, Wisconsin, just outside of Eau Claire. I grew up in a little tiny town up by Superior, thriving metropolis of Poplar, all of 600 people, and I grew up on a farm outside of town. So grew up hunting, mainly white-tailed deer with my dad and brothers. My wife and I moved here to the Eau Claire area about 18 years ago, I guess, when I was going to start my chiropractic practice. Did that for 5 years. We had our first daughter, and we were pretty busy with that, and my practice was growing and going well, and but it was a little overwhelming as well, and so I had a couple of my existing partners from Stuckey Chiropractic in Eau Claire approach me and asked me to come in and merge my practice in. So I joined them 13 years ago, and since then we've had a couple more daughters, and so I have 3 daughters right now. They're 8, 12, and 14. And my wife's a speech therapist at Altoona High School. 15, 16 years ago, my brother and myself started applying for a Bighorn sheep tag in Colorado. And it takes sometimes, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, to draw a tag. Even that's even for residents. And so I knew I had pretty long odds of actually getting drawn. And in fact, this last year is the first year that I actually applied for a tag. Even with 15 years of applying, I think I still only had like a 2% chance of drawing a tag. But the one unit I decided to put in for, I put in because it had the best draw odds, which 1 in 77 was the best, and some of them are 1 in 500. And the area was, I guess, the way the hunting pool described it is very challenging hunt. And so it wasn't something like for the faint of heart. So that's why I'm like, that sounds right up my alley. I like to do hard things. I like to, to prepare for those kind of things. So that's why I decided to put in for this unit in Colorado. It was that the COVID had just started. I think the drawing was due right on April 1st. So, we've been locked down for 2 weeks. Kids were homeschooled, and I probably shouldn't have put in for it at the time because my wife, when she found out I drew, I don't think she was nearly as excited as I was because she'd been homeschooling for about 6 weeks with my 3 girls, and I thought of me going off on a hunting adventure and training and preparing for that wasn't exactly super exciting for her. I was just total disbelief. I couldn't believe it, and my phone showed up and basically an alert that my credit card had been charged for, whatever it was, over $2,000, for the tag. And it was kind of like, I think I drew a sheep tag, because I had put in for mountain goat and moose as well. But for some reason, I just thought that I had gotten a sheep tag. Been applying this long, and most guys I talked to that have been applying a lot longer than I have never drawn a sheep tag. 20, 25 years or more. So this very well could be my one chance at a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep. So kind of had to take advantage of that. Well, after applying for a Bighorn sheep tag for 15 years, I finally drew one, and here we are in Colorado. September 5th, 2020. We left Wisconsin yesterday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and here it is about 6 o'clock local time. And we got about a little later start here. We had some hot weather they've had out here. It was 97 coming through some of the areas in Glenwood Springs where they had fires. Got to see a helicopter dunking water of the river to try and fight the fires, and so the interstate was down to 1 lane and slowed us down quite a bit. And so it's still pretty warm here at 10,000 feet. It's still about 80 degrees, and we got about a 5-mile hike ahead of us with plenty of gear, about 90 pounds extra weight, 7 days of food, and hopefully get in and get camp set up here before it's too dark. You know, a lot of people, when they do draw, you know, a tag like this, that's just automatic. Like, I'm only gonna get one shot at this. I want to make the most of it. I'm gonna hire a guide, so I make sure that I actually harvest something. You know, it's not something you want to squander this, you know, rare opportunity. And so I'd only been on one guided hunt my entire life, and that was an elk hunt with a bunch of friends out in Montana, and it was a fiasco, a horrible experience. And so it soured me a little bit on the guided aspect of things. Everything else I've always done on my own or with my brothers, and so I like that a lot more, you know, being on your own. Just the challenge of it all, you know. I feel like sometimes it maybe, and it's not for everybody, but sometimes I feel it's handed to you, you know, so I like to work for it. Combination of all those things, I decided to, you know, not hire an outfitter and just go on my own. So I think one of the biggest things about why the idea of going on a sheep hunt is so exciting is because it is, you know, it's a backpack hunt. This isn't something that you just like, you know, pull up and, you know, hike in with you from your truck kind of thing. This is something you have everything that you're gonna need for the next week in your pack. You know, I mean, your sleeping bag and pad, your tent, you know, your cook stove and extra fuel. Everything, you know, and that's one of the things of just, you know, preparing for it. You're trying to find like the lightest like spoon and how little, you know, of this stuff can you take along, and it still ends up being too much. It was gorgeous weather. I mean, we're in our t-shirts, it's 75 and sunny, and great weather to be camping and backpacking, but we didn't see a single sheep. And so we sat up there for like 5 hours and didn't see anything.
Well, Monday morning, another lovely 30-degree morning here in the mountains. Not a lot of luck yesterday finding any sheep. A little interesting night. We had some mice in the tent last night, so we're busy putting stuff together, trying to hang our food in the trees here to get out of there. But we're going to split up this morning here and actually spend probably most of the day split up. Zach and I are going to try to cover as much ground as possible. And mid-afternoon, I got a buddy, Mark, who's actually coming in to help us scout here for the next few days as well. So hopefully we'll be able to turn up some sheep. Got some crazy weather. It's supposed to be, you know, low mid-70s today, and tomorrow it's supposed to be a high of 33 with potential of a foot of snow and down to about 10 degrees tomorrow night. So it is going to be an interesting start to the sheep season, with the opener being tomorrow.
Well, let's hope today they're moving. With that storm coming in tomorrow, hopefully, like most animals, they seem to know the weather's changing, they'll be up feeding, so let's hope today that's going to happen. And maybe they'll be hunkered down, but at least we can locate them now. Today, we'll know where they're going to be tomorrow, and then we can put a stock on them, even if they are bedded down. So, fingers crossed, today's the day we find them.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission Crossbows and HHA Sports.
You know, in preparation, probably I think I found out around May 1st or something like that when the tag results. And a couple days later, I called up the Hunt and Fool. They're super good guys, and one of the advantages of the membership is they hook you up with people who've had similar tags. You know, in fact, the exact same tags. And so they gave me the contact info for this gentleman by the name of Mark Murphy. And Mark is a resident of Colorado, and he had this specific unit in Colorado 2 years prior. The first time I'd met Mark, we hit it off, and he was just a good guy. And I could realize that we got along well enough. I said, Mark, do you think you want to come back and go on the hunt with me at all? And he took about 30 seconds. He's like, let me check my schedule. Looked at the schedule. He's like, well, the hunt starts September 8th. He's like, I'm off the 7th through the 10th. He's like, yeah, I'm in.
Well, as my buddy Mark came in, saved the day. I met Mark here on the phone about 4 months ago, and he's been my sheep hunting mentor. He had this unit a couple years ago, and definitely knows this area like the back of his hand. So I've been picking his brain for the last several months, and he was kind enough to offer to come in and join us, even after he drove down and joined my daughters and I here a month ago, and kind of showed us the ropes a little bit. So Zach and I spent the last 2 days glassing up and down this valley. About 12 hours yesterday and another 12 hours today. 10 of it sitting in one spot, not moving, except take a bathroom break. Mark comes in about, 2 hours in? Hour?
Something like that, yeah. It wasn't been too long.
Sits down here and finds 16 rams. 7 in one group and 9 in another. So, now we're going to try to come up with a game plan for tomorrow.
No, sounds good. Hopefully it don't snow too much tonight. We'll be able to get a good early morning.
Yeah, I forgot about that. 12 to 18 inches, how much are they predicting?
I don't know. Winter storm warning.
70 degrees earlier.
Yeah.
Winter storm. Okay. That'll make the hunt tomorrow interesting. Well, another sleepless night. Some of the excitement of the possibilities of some rams up behind us in the mountain. Mark found 16 of them last night, and the plan is to head back to the opposite side of the mountain and see if we can glass them up again this morning. Only thing is that storm we know was coming. Kind of sounds like it is. The wind is howling pretty good right now. No precipitation yet, but I'm sure that's going to change here probably pretty quickly. Definitely could have an effect on how the rams are moving. They might be bedded down and we have to just wait them out. There's 7 rams, 6 of them bedded down low. We can't see them. We can see them back there. We can't see them now. And then the big one is still up feeding up higher. So we're trying to swing around. There's just all these trees from the avalanche. It's just impossible to get around. So we're trying to swing around wide and try to cut the distance, because it was probably at least 600 or more yards. I just don't want to shoot that much, especially in this wind. We came around, we're cutting the distance, and now the snow picked up and the visibility went from no problem to now it's 200 yards maybe, and the sheep are probably 500. So there's no good way to get in without knowing where they're at, without busting them out of there and spooking them across the mountain.
There's 6 bedded down in the bottom. The big one we want is going across. He's gonna bed down. We have 9 more coming across right up here. I don't know where they're gonna go or what they're gonna do when they combine together too. Could mess everything up by moving them. Damn.
We start crawling up there, and just as we start to crest out of the trees, we can see across the way, and there's sheep. And I took my pack and I threw it down, and then Mark threw his on top, and it was still so steep as I'm laying on there, I'd like dig in my toes, so I'd like slide down the mountain again. And as soon as I got them, I pulled up my rangefinder. It was 199 yards. And by the time I took the rangefinder down, Mark gets his binoculars out. He said, the big one's in the lead, farthest one to the left. And so I laid down my packs, got him in my scope, and it was like, I counted over, farthest one on the left. And as soon as I got the crosshairs on him, Zach, trying to get it on film, came up behind me. And he had told me before, don't worry about me. If you get a chance, just take it.
That's the one you want. He's going down. He's going down the hill. Get on and shoot him again.
I don't know which one he is.
He's going down the hill.
I can't believe I just happened.
Let's get up there. Give me your gun.
The sheep took off, and Mark's like, shoot again. But he ran into the trees like right away in these pines. And I'm like, I don't know where he went. I can't see him. I don't know which one it was, because sheep are running all over the place. And all of a sudden, 3 seconds later, all of a sudden, just here comes this sheep, just barrel rolled down the mountain. And I knew I'm like, I got him. The blood. Oh, he's there. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, buddies. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I shot a ram. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at him. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Woo. That is amazing. That is definitely the coolest. Oh, yes. Oh, buddy. Dude, thank you so much for your help.
Great ram.
Oh,
Good bases. Good ram.
oh. He comes around. What is he? Is that considered 3/4? Just total disbelief. You know, I'm like, I can't believe I actually shot a sheep. You know, it's like, this has been a dream for 15 years. And I finally shot a sheep. And so it was just sheer, you know, elation. I was just feeling so grateful that I had this chance to do it. Got a chance to do it with a couple of great guys. It was just amazing to be able to put your hands on their horns, and just the sheer weight and mass of it all is just like unlike any animal I've ever harvested before. You know, it's nothing like a white-tailed deer. It's just like so heavy.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Rapala and Mountain Dew.
What an incredible Colorado sheep hunt. Congratulations, Kyle, on an awesome bighorn ram. Now, as happens with most mountain hunts, the story does not end with the harvest of the animal. In fact, as the guys were taking photos and getting ready to butcher the sheep, the winter storm rolled in full fury, bringing 40 to 50 mile-an-hour winds, 16 to 18 inches of snow, and freezing temperatures. Once they were done butchering, they were relegated back to their tents to wait out the storm with trees falling around them. The good news is the next morning they were able to break camp and make the 5-mile trek back to the trailhead in great spirits. What an incredible adventure. Folks, we hope that you'll join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the US, around Canada, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Matthews Archery and Vortex Optics.
Arg, mateys, no sheep.
Start getting close to 30, it's all downhill.
Yep.
Of course, you get what you pay for with your guide, so being your brother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did that, most of my early childhood. I do need a drink after that, jeez.